Here is an illustrated summary of the news. It'll be followed by the latest film of events and happenings at home and abroad.
The London Zoo escaping rhinoceros had escaped from the London Zoo and rampaged through London and killed James' parents today in May 17, 1961. Here, where it had escaped from the London Zoo, it breaks through the cage and rushes through the downtown and rampage through Piccadilly Circus, where it devours James's mother and father up.
The death happened in
where a Elasmotherium-sized rhinoceros had escaped from the zoo and devoured them up in one bite. It was a terrible thing that happened, how his parents killed by a rampaging rhinoceros which had escaped from the London Zoo and while still rampaged through London, I think. This is a time how a rhinoceros had escaped from the London Zoo, but we know how it happened for sure. But here at London, the people at the zoo were terrified by that London Zoo escaping rhinoceros that came out of its cage and runs out of the zoo before the rhino does. Okay, zookeeper, how did you saw your rhinoceros had escaped from the zoo and rampaged to London? I tried to tranquilize it with my tranquilize gun, but the rhino kept charged towards me and knocked me to the air. It's true. I saw the whole thing. I saw the rhino scares me while I was in my habitat, and I got so scared that I ran away in horror. Yes, that same rhino from the London Zoo had escaped from the cage and charged through London at the Piccadilly Square and downtown. guess it also happens at the same thing, where a rhino had rampaged through London at the Piccadilly Squares and downtown.
This is Piccadilly, the heart of London. Words can't describe it. There's been nothing like it, not even the worst of the Blitz. This section is complete shambles. People running mad with fear. Broken gas mains, fires everywhere.
That rhino has a bad temper. I see it now. I saw a rhino coming and it crashed through the buildings and brushing against the windows and smashing against it and destroying the cars and ate our food and chased right after us. And I saw the rhino ate James's parents too, no, Your Honor. I saw it too! I saw James's parents got eaten up by a rhino! That was a terrible thing I ever saw!
Oh, that's sad. That's the saddest thing I ever heard.
Now, both.
Poor James's parents got eaten up by a rhino from the zoo. Eaten up by a rhino? How odd. I mean, rhinos don't eat meat. They only eat plants. Maybe Roald Dahl didn't use a lion or a tiger.